Welcome to Geek Speak Live.
Hello and welcome to Geek Speak
Hey!
Live. I'm Todd.
And Wade,
That's my co-host with the most. It's another Friday night ginge.
Friday Night Live coming to you at home in isolation.
That's right, because there's sweet F all else to do, so we thought you might as well watch these ugly mugs, talk about some pop culture news, reminisce about some movie stuff.
Very much a captured audience.
I'm going to be talking about J.K. Rowling tonight, ginge. Did
Oh.
she
Oh.
rip Neil Gaiman off?
Do we need to do
Back in the day,
alleged?
allegedly. This I've got no proof of this, but I'll take you on a tangent later. That's later in the episode. I'm also going to show. Remember last week I talked about Harleen, the book.
Oh, yeah,
Stephen
yeah, yeah,
Sedgwick?
yeah, yeah.
I've got a copy here to show you tonight. That has just come back into stock. Ginge, you've got some news and stuff to kick it along as well.
Yes, lots of interesting news to tell you about this week. Well,
Kick it off.
kick it off. We're all fans of Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Can I be honest and say I don't think I've seen them since I was a wee young'un.
Oh.
I've never rewatched them.
What?
No.
What?
No.
Oh.
You always quote these classic lines out of things. I'm like, I have no idea what he's on
And
about.
it's just whoosh.
Straight over the head.
So anyway, Bill and Ted Face of Music, it's coming out soon, but to get you through isolation,
Yep.
the makers of the movie have released some colouring in pages,
Oh, really?
so you can colouring in ready for the movie. So it's of the phone box, that's one of them. Another one of them is a bit of horns up,
Yep.
and another one is the be excellent to each other.
Oh, very cool.
I didn't realise, but the new movie is directed by the guy that directed Galaxy Quest.
I love that movie. I love it.
So-
Have you watched, or any you fine folk out there watched the documentary
Yes.
about... What,
Never give up, never
give up.
surrender.
What a fantastic friggin' little doco. Like, the wife and I love the movie. We watched the doco and went,
Yeah.
that is so cool. And fascinating behind the scenes when you hear about Tim Allen.
Yes.
He was not the guy they actually wanted to do it. Ivan Reitman, wasn't it?
Ivan Reitman was tapped to direct it
Yep.
originally, and he really didn't want Tim Allen to.
No.
And it was a really great documentary, and so much so that I had to go back and watch Galaxy Quest.
We haven't done it yet. We haven't.
again.
Apparently there was a comic. I'm still trying to track down
Yes.
the comic release.
Yes.
I haven't. I might have to do that and get that for you as a gift. Then again, why buy you cool stuff? I don't know.
G'day to everyone watching at home. Thanks very much for tuning in.
We're going to give a shout out here to Scott, Laura, Danny, Glenn, Marie, Chris. There you go. That's fantastic. It's just some of the people tuning in. And Scott said Galaxy Quest was so good. Yes. What a classic movie. And Alan Rickman, apparently, he wasn't really keen on doing the movie, was he? Like, I think he thought it might have been a little... He didn't like Tim Allen. Him and Tim Allen just didn't...
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was that one scene where Tim Allen where the character dies and he's reacting to it, and then
He got so emotionally involved in the scene that at the end of it, he's like, I've got to go. This is taking me to a place I don't want to go.
I don't like
And he
these
had,
emotions.
he had tears in the eyes, and off he went back to his trailer. And Alan Rickman turned to the director and said he's just experienced acting for the first time or something like that. And Steven Spielberg visited the set that day
Yes.
and said to the director that was an amazing performance. He even pulled Tim Allen aside and said, "You've done amazing." So imagine being there doing this little movie that you think's not going to be this huge hit.
Yep.
And you got Steven fucking Spielberg telling you that was a great scene.
And
well
the director
done."
was saying that he heard this voice go, "Geez, he's a great actor."
And
And
if
he
you're
was about
gonna
to turn around and go, "Will you shut the
yeah, shut the fuck up on
hello,
my set.
Steven Spielberg."
Better not tell Steven Spielberg to shut up. So great documentary, and of course it is a classic movie,
Yes.
Galaxy Quest. What
Yes.
a perfect movie to watch in quarantine.
Yes, go back and check it
I
out.
keep saying quarantine, I mean isolation. You know, quarantine's when you're suspected to be crook or crook. But anyway, isolation, Ginge.
While you're stuck in isolation over this weekend, Pierce Brosnan
Yes.
is going to be going live on the internet
Is
with
he your favourite Bond?
Well, yeah, I guess because that's the James Bond that I grew up with watching.
Same. I mean, we're the same age, dude. You and I went to see, which is the one where he's riding
Tomorrow
the
Never
Harley
Dies.
across the roofs.
And
Yeah.
and she's wrapped around him because they're handcuffed.
Yes.
And she has to have one hand on it, and he has one hand
Hey,
on
hey,
it.
hey, on the handlebars.
On the handlebars.
On the handlebars. We saw that on the big screen when we were in high school
Yes,
together.
yes.
And you've always hung on... Is it because you like the gadget stuff?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Which is me, I'm a Daniel Craig fan because I want a guy who uses his brain and,
And
his brawn.
takes his shirt off more often.
Yeah, because Daniel Craig's ripped, man. Like he's no Ben Affleck.
So yeah, on the Esquire UK Facebook page, YouTube, he's going to be streaming live, and you can ask him questions.
Oh, holy shit, that's cool.
If you want to ask questions now, get onto Esquire's Twitter.
Yep.
And there'll be a big list of questions for him to go through while he's watching the movie. And so line up GoldenEye.
When's that happening?
So it's Sunday night UK time, so it'll be Monday morning for us.
Okay, so probably early Monday morning too, won't it?
So I can't wait to do. And
You're going to be at work. How are you going to do it?
there's mobile phones.
Oh, I was going to say, are you going to be... you're not allowed to do that, sorry. Are you going to have a potential case of the... I'll get arrested in a minute. There'll be coppers at the door. The Rosas are coming.
But-
Are you going to have a suspected... I'm feeling slightly warm, I'll stay home?
I just hope that one of the actresses from the movie makes a special appearance.
Famke Janssen.
Famke Janssen.
Is that how you actually say it? Famke Janssen?
Oh,
Is
but
it
then there's-
Janssen or
Well, I get, and then you hear some people saying Femka.
Femke?
I guess
You
she's,
have had
she's
the
that
biggest-
Eastern European.
You have had the biggest crush on her since high school.
Oh.
That's the noises he made when we saw movies together. It was very disconcerting to be sitting in a cinema, in a darkened cinema, eating my popcorn, and he's making those sounds beside me. To bring your own
What a
butter?
time to be alive, eh?
Hello, Jeff. Hello, Josh. Hello, Glenn. Glenn saying, sitting here gearing up to record my show, and you lads are providing a fantastic psych up. Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn.
Glad we could be of assistance.
Sorry, just thinking about Femka again.
Yes, you were going to tell me something?
Well, the big news today is that J.J. Abrams. Well, we all know that he's got the Warner Brothers media deal.
Yes.
So he's working with Warner Brothers to create content.
Yep.
They come out today saying Justice League Dark is what he'll be working on.
HBO series?
Yeah, so...
Because now that AT&T have bought Time Warner,
Yeah.
obviously AT&T own HBO, so...
And HBO's starting a new channel called HBO Max.
Yes.
So...
Because Watchmen came out through HBO too, didn't it?
And this is where they're hoping to... Well, they will be airing this new content.
So Justice League Dark will be Constantine, probably. I wonder if they got the original actor back from the Constantine show. You'll have, hopefully, I don't know how they'll do Detective Chimp, but you've got to have Detective Chimp in there. Zatanna, that'd be so cool to see if they do Zatanna, who they get. But what a pain in the ass for whoever actress lands that role, because she's got to learn how to say words backwards. Because that's Zatanna's whole thing. Her magic in the comics is she speaks the words backwards. So if she's saying two, as in like, it's ot.
Old.
Yeah, so Wade would be Edor.
Okay.
Yeah, right? So
Hang on, don't go too far because you'll summon the demon.
it'll just get sucked into a pit of hell here, and I'll be sitting going, right. So on Geek Speak Live, just with Todd,
What we should do
I
is
finally got rid of him after all these years.
what we should do is have a reoccurring joke throughout all of the Geek Speak Live episodes. Is in every episode we say Beetlejuice just once.
No.
That's it.
No.
That's it. Now next week we'll say it once.
Can we say Bloody Mary? 'Cause I could really
Whoa,
like,
whoa!
as good as this is,
Whoa!
Bloody Mary go
Don't
nice.
go that far.
Someone has commented here. Oh, Danny has commented and said, hands above the table, Ginge.
What?
Yes, I agree with that. And Scott has said, boo J.J. Abrams. I wonder if this is why they cancelled Swamp Thing before it even started. Well, they'd done a season of Swamp Thing. They cut it short. But apparently, they were told, the guys who were doing it were told, you either do, you can have this many episodes, a full season, but that's your budget. And they went, well, we can't really do what we want to do on that budget. And they said, well, you got to knock a couple of episodes off. If you want to do the cool effects and everything, you got to shorten it. And that's why. But I don't know why it got canned completely. I think it was probably because of the whole deal with AT&T buying Time Warner and all that at the time. Chances are it will come back.
Yeah.
Because people loved it. I haven't watched it yet, but people have loved Swamp Thing. They said it was fantastic.
Josh says Pierce Brosnan was an awesome Bond. Yes.
Daniel Craig's better.
No, what? God.
Daniel Craig. Timothy Dalton, for God's sakes. He's Aussie.
No,
He's not. Who's the Aussie? George Lazenby was Aussie.
Now,
Timothy Dalton's British, isn't he? Isn't he?
But I did enjoy the...
Is he British?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
I
Fuck
think,
for that.
Or is it... Because Pierce Brosnan's Irish, isn't he?
Yes.
So...
Thick Irish. I don't mean to say that the Irish are thick. His accent is thick. The Rosses are going to come and get me in a minute, I
Oh,
swear.
my God.
Laura said Matt Ryan is a great Constantine, the TV show,
Yes,
and voicing all the
Matt
DC
Ryan
movies.
is really good.
The animated movies.
I really enjoyed the Constantine TV series.
It wasn't bad.
It was really,
it was
really good.
better than Keanu Reeves.
No,
as-
well, hang on.
Yeah, yes,
Hang on.
yeah. Now the movie itself, if it was called anything other than
It could have
Constantine,
been called anything.
great film. He wasn't John Constantine. He wasn't blonde. He didn't put on the proper British accent or anything like that.
He didn't have the khaki.
No, he
jacket.
had he wore black.
But it was a freaking cool movie.
Yeah, have you noticed that John Wick looks an awful lot like Keanu John Constantine, only older with longer hair?
Have you ever heard?
Notice that?
Have you ever heard the conspiracy theory that John Wick is actually Ted from Bill and Ted? If they never passed grade 12 with the final thing, and he had to go to military school.
I've never heard that.
So, yeah.
Are you?
And I'm like,
serious?
that's an interesting conspiracy theory.
Really?
If they never went back in time in the first movie.
I have been watching some cool classic old Howard Stern episodes this week.
Yes.
Right. And I tell you a little story. A bloke who I've never really liked as an actor or whatever. I mean, I like him, but I always thought apparently he's a bit of a dickhead. But turns out he's actually quite good. It's David Spade. Right. David Spade is, as he's gotten older, he's not the smarmy little prick that his characters always were, which I always associated him with when you'd read some interviews and that.
And now that he's got that new TV show,
Was it Lights Out?
Lights Out with David
Right?
Spade.
I watched some of that this week too. It's quite good.
Yeah.
But David Spade, did you know he got beaten up and stun gunned by his assistant?
Holy shit!
Yep. So it goes back a few years. He was, obviously his house in Hollywood or whatever else. They'd been to a party the night before. And this is his assistant that had been with him for quite a few years.
Shit.
So he went to bed. He woke up the next morning because there was a noise there, and old mate is standing over him. And David Spade's woken up and gone, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "Oh, the alarm company called because the alarm's going off, but I told them it's all good." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And next minute, the assistant has just started punching on him.
Holy shit!
And then hit him with a stun gun. Now he said, luckily the stun gun must have been bumped on 1, not 3.
Holy.
He said if he had hit me, I wouldn't have gotten back up. He said the jolt on 1 was tremendous. He said, but I fell to the floor. He said he's standing over me, still punching on. He said, and eventually I managed to kind of wriggle, and he said, not like this guy was twice the size of David Spade. He's only a short little bloke,
Most
right?
people are.
Yeah, he said I managed to get like a lucky kind of just bit of a shot that kind of disorientated or hit him with something. He said I managed to slip out. He said and he chased me through the house. He said I got out the front door to the gates, but the gates were locked. He said I thought, shit, I'm not going to be able to get out through here. So he managed to kind of nip back around, get into the house and lock the door. Well, and old mate's banging on and he's gone and got his shotgun. Apparently he keeps a shotgun in the house.
So David
Spade grabbed the shotgun and he said through the thing, "I will shoot you if you don't back off." And he's called the cops.
Yeah.
Right? Cops have rocked up, arrested old mate. To this day, David Spade still doesn't know what caused it. They've never spoken again.
Jesus.
And he said to this day, the police himself, old mate has never explained why he snapped and tried to essentially kill him, I guess. So it was fascinating.
Holy shit.
I listened to that story on Howard Stern. My jaw was down like, what the fuck?
Hey, I've dated. I might keep my mouth shut.
Do you want to know a little? But this leads me to this other little bit of history for you.
Yeah.
Shrek.
Yes.
You picture Shrek that Mike Myers doing
I have heard this story.
the
Yes.
Scottish accent, don't you?
Yep.
Right. Do you realise Mike Myers was not the first choice?
Yep.
Chris Farley was actually meant to play Shrek and voice the Shrek.
And he voiced the entire movie before
Who?
he died. Chris Farley. Actually, they have a recording of every line in the movie.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard that.
They
Because
actually recorded it.
What I did find out was that when they started getting Mike Myers in to record, he'd recorded a third of the dialogue already, right? And a third of the... he might have recorded more than a third, but anyway, a third of the animation style had already been done to him talking, right? And he's come up with the idea and gone, Shrek should be Scottish. So he hadn't originally done him as Scottish.
Yep.
And when, because who did that? What's the company that did Shrek?
DreamWorks.
So the head of DreamWorks has gone, and he goes, I can do more like dramatic responses in a Scottish accent. And so he started doing it, and our mate's gone, it would cost us another, I think it was $4 to $5 million to redo that chunk of
Holy
animation
moly.
they'd already started. And he went, you know what? We'll do it. And so we went back, re-recorded what he'd already done, and did the rest of the movie in a Scottish accent. And the animators had to go back, scrap what they'd started, and reanimate to fit it around
way.
Myers doing. And today, you can't picture Shrek without a Scottish accent, can you?
Go, get on YouTube because you can see the original voice of Chris Farley doing
Chris
Shrek.
has just commented and said, had the assistant finished watching Joe Dirt.
Hang on, Joe Dirt is a great movie.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through.
You know, there's a sequel. I haven't watched it yet.
Is he
but-
in it?
Yeah.
Well, there you fucking
It's
go.
I'm pretty sure it went straight to Netflix.
That says an awful lot.
But-
Netflix?
Yeah.
Really?
Because it was a recent movie.
Oh, okay.
Joe Dirt was a great movie.
Okay, fair enough.
Just quickly going back to J.J. Abrams.
Yes.
So he's doing Justice League Dark. His production company is also developing a prequel sequel to The Shining.
Oh, really?
And it's going to be called The Overlook, so the hotel.
Because they've done a follow-up to The Shining, haven't they? Movie-wise, which is that Doctor
Sleep.
Sleep, yeah, with
With
Ewan
Ewan
McGregor,
McGregor.
which I've never actually watched The Shining. I know bits and pieces of it, but I've never watched The Shining. So
He plays the kid
grown up
from the original movie, yeah.
Right.
But so what they're thinking is that this will kind of be a bit like Bates Motel was to Psycho.
Yep.
So yeah, it seems like Bad Robot Productions and JJ are just running rampant trying to come up with ideas for
Why
new
not?
shows for HBO.
Why not? What else you got there?
Let's go to Star Wars news.
Oh,
Did you
yes.
enjoy Rogue One?
Yes, I did
I
thoroughly.
really enjoyed Rogue One.
Loved it.
I wish there could. I'm like, hang
They
on.
can't do a sequel to that shit, Ginge.
I'm going to say something stupid. Oh,
Yeah.
they should do a sequel to it.
Yeah.
They fucking did.
I was hoping he was going to walk into that trap because I was just.
It was called Star
blast
Wars.
Oh, good God. Anyway, yes.
But so casting news. Mr. Skarsgård, the guy that played the Russian minister in Chernobyl, he's been tapped to be in the movie.
Oh, really?
Be in the TV show.
Fantastic. Actually, speaking once again, I'm watching Howard Stern, and he was interviewing Samuel L. Jackson, and he said about the whole, you being in a George Lucas film. He said, I had said multiple times that I'd love to work with George Lucas. And then he was filming a thing about a county over from where the ranch is, and he gets a call this day, or on set, they come up to him and they go, hey, George wants to meet you, we've got a car ready to take you over to the ranch. So we did. Went over, hung out with George, and said, look, I'd love to be in a Star Wars movie. And George was doing the first of the...
So he was writing the prequels.
The prequels at the time. And he goes, oh yeah, okay. And so months go by, next minute he gets a phone call, and he goes, George has written a part for you if you want to...
Oh, no way.
Do it. And that was Mace Windu. So then, when they're on set and everything else, and they're doing, there's that big fight with all the Jedi, like there's tons of Jedis and everything else. Well,
In the big Colosseum type arena?
yes, that's the scene. So Samuel Jackson has said to him, I think I'm going to get lost in that scene, like the way it's... Because they must have been watching the dailies and some of the rough edits. And he goes, I think I'm... Can I have a purple lightsaber? And George Lucas is looking and going, no, there's only green
there's
and...
blue and green. That's it.
Blue and green, that's it. Right? Okay. Well, purple would have been cool. He's like, well, you're not. And then eventually he's thought on it and they're going, give him a purple lightsaber. Do you know his actual lightsaber has bad motherfucker on the hilt, actually put on the hilt, and so he's still got that original lightsaber
That's cool.
at home. But yeah, that's how he got the Mace Windu purple lightsaber. Originally he wouldn't have. He was just going to be like every other Jedi and it'd be blue or green. There you go. Yes?
The news I'm about to tell you.
Shoot.
Oh, there was a teaser trailer that was released this week.
Yeah.
And I think I wet my pants.
Incontinence is nothing to laugh at, Ginge.
Saved by the Bell is back.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yeah,
Oh
what's
my
his
God.
name? Mario Lopez.
Mario Lopez, Slater.
Yes.
It's cool that he's come back and he's the gym teacher for this new series.
It's a funny series. And it pokes fun
I love
of
that
the
it's-
original series.
I love that it's a sequel reboot.
Yeah.
They're still bringing back part of and
some of the classic characters.
what they're saying that is also that
Were you a Saved by the Bell fan?
oh
back in the
yeah,
day?
oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, and they're saying that Zach and Kelly.
You're right.
Tiffany Thiessen. They're coming back for a cameo.
What did she ever go on and do, Tiffany Thies?
She was in Basketball.
Is that the only thing
Oh,
she was
in other movies.
Okay.
She was on the walls of a lot of kids
Teenage boys' bedrooms.
Our age. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thanks for that insight to your teenage years, Jim.
Elizabeth Berkley, who's in the trailer, she comes back as a character Jessie.
Oh,
you would
really?
remember her from
Yeah, that stripper movie.
Showgirls.
That was it. She was in Showgirls. That tanked her career. That movie, absolutely.
Do you ever remember a TV show called California Dreams?
Kind of.
Saved by the Bell was the show that was on at like 7:30 Friday night. Mm-hmm. California Dreams was the sister show that was on after it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the guy that played the heartthrob on that was in the movie that I directed here in Australia.
No way.
And we've become mates. And he was.
Did you notice Ginge called him a heartthrob? Is there
Oh yeah.
something you want to let on here?
Dude, I wanted to be that character.
I only found out the other day what pulling a Neville Longbottom meant, right? And so it wasn't what jumped into my mind, right?
God.
And my wife had to explain. What do you mean? She goes, it's where someone gets really hot after they've been like a bit of a dorky teenager or whatever. They get really hot.
See, that's what happened to
And-
Todd and I after we left high school.
I think we're still waiting for it to happen. Anyway, she had to explain to me that, because I said, that Zorpy kid that played fucking Neville Longbottom in Harry Potter. She goes, yeah. She goes, this is what he looks like now, and held up a photo of him. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, and she told me then that the last movie, which we the split into two, the final Harry Potter thing, they actually had to ugly him up for that movie because he was too good looking. How come this has never happened to us, Ginge?
Well, they don't really need to ugly us up. Anyway, so Jay was
Glenn just said Tiffany was in white collar.
Jay was telling me that because the guys from Saved by the Bell and California Dreams used to hang out a lot together.
Yeah.
And he said Elizabeth actually come to him with the script and said, "Should I do this movie?" And he's like, "Fuck no."
We're talking about
Showgirls.
Showgirls.
Yeah, and he's like, no. There is nothing good can come from this.
And nothing good did.
Hey, a little bit upsetting, but yeah.
There you go. Can I do my Harry Potter thing now? Right.
You've sizzled it enough for people at home.
This, and I only just got a copy of this back in today. This is why I'm going to talk about it. So, we all know Harry Potter, boy wizard with his owl, discovers that he's magical and suddenly there's someone out there that wants to kill him, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if you had been reading a comic by Neil Gaiman back in 1990, right? That's the exact same plot of Books of Magic by Neil Gaiman.
Have a look at the character that's on that.
Have a look at the character on the front. That's Tim Hunter, right? And his owl. Tim Hunter is a young boy with glasses. Notice he's got glasses on, right? That came out in 1990. That's written by Neil Gaiman, right? Harry Potter didn't, like J.K. Rowling didn't release Harry Potter to what, 96, 97, something like that?
I just noticed something else that's on the cover of that.
Yes? What?
There's a bird.
I said it, he's got his owl. He's got an owl.
I never noticed the owl right up... What?
Yeah. So he's got glasses.
He's got dark hair. He's got glasses.
He doesn't have the lightning strike or anything, right? But so seriously, everyone who has always said, "Oh, isn't J.K." Everyone's like guys who were in comics and have been Neil Gaiman fans for years always said, "Hang on a second, that's awfully a lot like Tim Hunter in Books of Magic, right?" So there's always been this. Apparently, J.K. Rowling has said no, she'd never read it. She wasn't, I never ripped anything off, or I was never inspired by it. Neil Gaiman being the gentleman that he is never really kind of flat out gone, you ripped me off, right? But it makes you wonder. There's a conspiracy theory out there, and I thought about it. I thought that maybe they're onto something. Maybe that's why she sold the rights, the movie rights, to Warner Brothers. Because who owns DC Comics?
Yes.
Warner Brothers, right? So maybe Warner Brothers said, you know what, your book's taken off, we want to do movies, you're going to sell us the rights. We are going to be the ones who make the movies.
Otherwise,
we're going to sue your ass for ripping off Books of Magic. So, yeah, and if you ever want to check that out, apparently a fantastic story. I have never actually read Books of Magic. Wow. I want to. It's on my list of things to read. I just have never gotten around to it.
Cool.
So check out your local comic book shop and get them to get in Books of Magic. There's a brand new series out at the moment too. But this here, that's the cover for the original... That's got the original mini-series. It was a 4-issue mini-series. And then later on in the 90s, they came back and did a longer running series. It ran for something like 70-something issues or something. There you go. So Neil Gaiman, the writer of that, and of course, where is he? John Bolton and Scott Hampton and Charles Vess were some of the main artists on that series right there. So do you reckon I can show some of the artwork there? Let's have a look for a folks at home. Oh, there we go. Look at the artwork in there. You know? So if you want to read the possible genesis of Harry Potter, Books of Magic right there for you.
G'day to Sean watching at home. Thanks very much, everyone watching at home. While we're talking about Universal Studios and Harry Potter,
Yes. I've never done...
you've not done Harry Potter World
No, because I went to Universal Studios with you in LA.
before they built.
Before they built all that.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So I've never done the... Which is sad because I'm a massive Harry Potter nut. And you've done the rides over there and I haven't. So
Yes.
Screw you, Ginge.
I'm thinking you could probably go on the kiddie roller coaster that is the Harry
What do
Potter
you say?
roller coaster.
I don't like thrill rides.
But you've been on the Roadrunner roller coaster at Movie World.
yeah.
So that is essentially what the Harry Potter roller coaster is. There's another one called was it Escape from Gringotts?
Gringotts Bank.
So
He acts like he hasn't friggin' devoured the Harry Potter movies
I
himself.
haven't. No,
He
no.
has.
The ride
He
was pretty.
cried too when
No,
Dobby died.
Don't it? Oh. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, I don't think you'd like the ride. I don't think so.
Really?
Because originally I thought, must be a roller coaster, a bit like the Lethal Weapon ride.
Yeah.
Because you
Which
sit,
I don't do roller coasters anymore.
so you sit in a harness, and they put the harness down over the top of you,
Yeah.
and there's 4 of you in a line.
Yep.
Right? And I'm thinking, this is interesting. All of a sudden it rotates around, and you're going along a bit of a roller coaster. Yeah, that's not the ride. That's just the beginning of the ride, right?
So what's the main ride itself?
The main ride is, remember, you ever see cars getting built with the robot
The
arms?
robotic arms that lift bits up and move around and stuff.
So,
yeah.
so let me explain with Martian Manhunter, right?
Ginge has borrowed my Martian Manhunter figure from the Total Justice line of the late 90s.
So you're going along this roller coaster, right?
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, this arm picks you up and turns you like this and upside down and around,
Get fucked.
and you're gripping on upside down.
I'd be
for
screaming
dear
like
life.
a girl.
But all of a sudden,
Did you scream like a girl?
I
He
think
does.
I was too
I
terrified.
have been on rides with him over the years. He screams like a girl.
All of a sudden, a dragon's head will pop out like an animatronic dragon's head,
Yeah.
and then you'll zip underneath it, and then all of a sudden, there's like a projection screen of like the entire dining room
So-
scene.
Have they built this? So I don't know whether folks out there know, but the nearest Universal theme park for us here in Australia isn't actually America. It's Singapore. Singapore has a Universal theme park.
I wonder. They
So
would have to.
I wonder if it's been built there yet, or whether it's planned to build one at Universal Singapore, because that'll be the nearest one for us to go to. What's that?
Yeah.
7.5 hour flight?
You could always just throw up.
Well, you know why I don't go on roller coasters? It's too hard to hold my scotch. That's what it is. Glenn has said the antagonist in the 1986 movie Troll was named Harry Potter, and he dealt with wizards and trolls too.
Oh.
Full on, really? I've never watched it. So it makes you wonder, has J.K. Rowling just ripped the idea of Harry Potter off from a few other things, like Books of Magic and Trolls? I mean, is that a thing?
Scott's also made a comment. What's he say there?
Wait, is that Timothy Hunter from the Books of Magic, the same one in Justice League Dark? He was in a few of the volumes of New 52, but I'm not sure if he was in the... I don't think he's in the Rebirth series, but yes, I do believe he was in the New 52. He's now in the Sandman universe of comics from DC Comics. There is a Books of Magic series currently running at the moment. First 2 volumes are out as graphic novels at the moment. There you go.
While we're talking Universal Studios,
Yep.
I have got the greatest Universal Studios news for today.
Shoot, Ginge.
What series would you like to have turned into a serious movie from superheroes gone by?
The Shadow?
Well,
Maybe?
no such luck.
Oh, okay.
But-
He let me down there, didn't he?
A mate of his,
Who? Not the Green Hornet.
Green Hornet and Kato,
Yeah?
is being developed by the guy who used to be the former president of Marvel
please
Studios.
don't say Seth Rogen. Please don't say
No,
Seth Rogen.
no, it's going to be an absolutely serious take on the character.
Really? Thank fuck for that, because that Seth Rogen movie sucked balls big time, I tell you. We were so G'd up when they originally announced back in the day, right, that we're doing it. Because have you ever read the Green Hornet comic series by Dynamite? The original
Yes.
run by
Yes.
Kevin Smith.
And
That was Kevin Smith's script that he'd written, and he was meant to direct, and then he went, I can't direct a comic book movie,
I
like an
can't
action
do
movie.
action?
Yeah, so he pulled out. And the movie studio went in a different direction. But because Kevin Smith, they said, well, the script is yours, you can use it if you want. And Dynamite Comics picked up the license rights to do Green Hornet comics. So they had approached Kevin Smith and said, would you maybe write a story for us? And he's gone, I'll tell you what,
Ching! I'll
here's,
pull
my,
this out of
here's my script. And he apparently done it for next to nothing because he said, I've already been paid for the script. I will tweak it a bit to make it fit for a comic series. And that was the original comic run we got from Dynamite Entertainment, where Kato was a girl.
Yes.
Britt Reed, the Green Hornet, and it was an
would have been
action
awesome.
tale.
It would have
It's
been
one of
awesome.
the best Green Hornet comic series you will ever read. It is phenomenal. And then we got excited. They're like, they're going to do a Green Hornet movie. Yeah, this is cool. And then Seth Rogen brought out that steaming pile of shit.
Just like Jane Silent Bob reboot, it not only sucked balls, it sucked ass as well.
It sucked ass as well. I never thought I'd hear him say that. You love the reboot.
Michael Amazia, he was the former president of Marvel Studios. He left there and started his own company, Amazia Entertainment.
Yep.
And they have bought the rights for Green Hornet.
Yep.
And they're teaming up with Universal to distribute the movie. And in his press release today, he said it's great that Universal's come on board because Universal distributed the 1940 serials of the Green Hornet back in the day. So everything comes full circle.
Fantastic. Chris has commented, he said, given what Kevin Smith has done with the DC shows and his own later movies, he would probably do a decent job of making the Green Hornet film now.
Yeah.
He would. He's come such a long way from back. Like back then, he had no confidence. Had he done Cop Out at that stage?
No.
No, so Cop Out came after that. But I actually like Cop Out as a film. I don't mind it, okay? But he'd have so much more confidence now. So, Chris, I think you're dead right. I reckon he'd do a great job. And Glenn has said Green Hornet was more a Michael Gondry Eternal Sunshine film rather than a legitimate adaptation. You're right. It was not a proper adaptation of Green Hornet. I hated it. I was so disappointed when we walked out of the
we
cinema.
were so G'd up.
Yeah, and we
Because
were
we knew-
heartbroken when we walked out. It was like,
we
what
knew what it could be.
It was,
we knew what it could be.
Sean said J. Scott Campbell did an awesome cover for that series. I love J. Scott Campbell. My wife, Sean Denny, my beautiful wife Danny, she is a massive J. Scott Campbell fan. Sometimes when he does those limited covers that he runs on his own website, they cost an arm and a leg to get shipped over to Australia, but I do treat the wife and I get her some J. Scott Campbell covers every once in a while.
Very cool.
Yeah, because he is a talent. I love his artwork. What else you got there to talk about?
Well, I guess we're going to have to go to a bit of sad news this week.
Do you want to leave it to the end?
Oh, I think we need to build up to, to a happy ending.
Right, hang on. We're gonna get sad. There's no dramatic music here because we don't have a fucking soundboard. This is what you get when we're in isolation. Right, Ginger, you ready? I'll just do a.
Yeah, a little bit of a shout out and remembrance of Tim Brooke Taylor.
Yeah, from the goodies. How sad is that?
He was 79 years old. He passed away.
Complications
of
from
Corona.
COVID-19. Yep.
And
then the other news that came out this morning
was Brian Dennehy.
Brian Dennehy. We've
away.
lost him as well.
Just a little bit about Tim Brooke Taylor.
Yep.
It was interesting that the goodies ran from 1970 to 1982.
Yeah.
But-
we watched it as a kids show here in
Yeah.
Australia on ABC.
And I remember seeing an interview not too long ago where they found out that Australian kids were watching it as a kids show, and they were mortified.
Because it was aimed at college students. It was aimed at young adults, and then we all grew up watching the goodies. And,
Yeah.
You know,
So someone at the ABC in Australia went,
Remember
the
the funk-
goodies, and they saw the theme song, and they're like, oh, this is a kids
remember
show.
do the funky gibbon and all that kind of stuff. They had songs and.
But
Did Tim Brooke Taylor voice? Was he the voiceover thing for Banana Man? Is that Tim Brooke Taylor?
Yes,
he did that because I know Bill Oddie did Crow.
Tim Brooke Taylor played like the kids and then some of the villains in Banana
In
Man.
Banana Man, I love. My wife hates Banana Man.
What?
She does.
That's grounds for the divorce. Like,
She really does not like. And I was laying in bed weeks ago playing. I'm like, look, do you remember these old classic things?
because on YouTube they have all the series.
Because they were meant to bring out a DVD box set, and I've never been able to find it.
No, just get on YouTube because
remember there was
each episode was only like 5 minutes
They were
long.
only short.
Yeah.
And there was a domain came out a couple of years ago for Banana Man the movie. Someone had actually bought the domain and put up a thing coming soon, Banana Man the movie.
and then
never happened.
They've actually released Banana Man the musical over in the UK. off
Why did
Broadway.
I not see that at Christmas time?
This looks amazing.
I know why, because my beautiful wife I would have been watching it on my own. Denny would have been on your bike. You're going to watch that. I'll go off and do something else.
And-
She doesn't like Banana Man. You've broken Ginger's heart, honey.
One of the things that I'd forgotten about is Tim Brooke Taylor was in Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Was he?
He plays the computer scientist that is typing into the computer how to find the 3 remaining tickets, and it spits out the computer spits out the release and says, "I won't tell you because that would be cheating."
Oh, okay, there you go.
And that was an uncredited role for him in
Josh's
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Josh's comment said, "Never did a cartoon make me want to eat a banana more than that show." I think we all did. I think we all kind of went like, Popeye was before our time.
Yeah.
Right, and there ain't no way I was going to eat a tin of fucking spinach, right, to get fucking muscles. But you all look at it and go, imagine if you could eat a banana and suddenly become Banana Man.
Banana Man sort of should have been ahead of our time as well, because it was
When Attic eats a banana,
it was 1983 and 84.
the Banana Man.
Banana Man.
We were born in 81. We were only little kids. It was played on.
But it played until at least the mid 90s, late 90s.
Oh yeah.
And just quickly, Brian Dennehy, you'd remember him from First Blood, Rambo.
Oh,
he was the sheriff.
So many amazing movies over the years.
FX2, the movies that made me want to get into making movies.
It's true.
I'd forgotten that he was in Tommy Boy. He played Chris Farley's dad in
How
Tommy Boy.
did you forget that?
So, yeah, and more recently, he was in The Next 3 Days. He plays Russell Crowe's dad in The Next 3 Days.
Okay.
Remember that movie where he's busting out his wife from prison?
Oh, that was a
It was
kick-ass
a
film.
great movie.
That was a fan. I need to rewatch that again. Add that to the list of rewatch.
And he was also in The Man from Snowy River 2 in Australia in 1988.
Oh, there you go. I loved
I
Brian
didn't
Dennehy,
realise he
but
was... Yeah.
sad news. Yeah, there you go. So we want to bring it back up now a little bit. I talked last week. For those who watched last week's show, I did. I talked profusely about the beautiful work that is Harleen by Stepan Sejic. Now, I think I never get his name correct. He's a Croatian artist, so I'm probably saying it wrong. But I always, when customers ask, I just say Stepan Sejic. Right, and his beautiful wife Linda also works with him. But on this book here, that is all Stepan.
That's the arrow that
That's Ginger's going the wrong way. Now look at this cover, right? It's got a slip case, right? So it's got Harley there, and when you take the slip cover off,
Oh, hello.
that's what's underneath the other. Look at that! Isn't that beautiful? That is stunning.
It's a vinyl see-through cover.
Yes, it is. It's acetate, as they call it. See, it's. Anyway, I've just totally done that the wrong way.
You'll break it.
As I said, I mentioned it last week. This book is phenomenal. I'm not a big Harley Quinn fan. I think she's been done to death. This book made me enjoy the character again.
Wow.
He wrote and has done the artwork in this. I'm just going to open to a random page and show the fine folk at home. Look at that. Look at that art style there. It's painted. It's Stepan Sejic's version. He paints these things digitally. Look at that. So I'll see if you stretch for me, Ginge. Stretch.
I'm stretching. I'm stretching.
I meant stretch. Here we go. See what I got to work with. Look at this. That is his artwork.
Just remember, the microphone's down here.
Isn't that absolutely stunning? Look at that for artwork. His and I can't find it because it'll take me. I've got to flick through and find the right page. But his Batman in it. 2 thumbs up.
Your wife
Fantastic.
just said that it's the best graphic novel she's ever read.
There you go. Really, we created... Well, as this is not a graphic novel, we created a comic for our wedding, so apparently it's better than that.
Josh has said, I remember watching Banana Man early in the mid-90s.
Yes. We would have watched it early 90s too. It was on... We'd come home to do homework in grade 8 and Banana Man would be on, so that was 94.
Glenn said Banana Man and Super Ted for the win.
Oh, hell yeah, and Count Duckula.
And the Ratties.
The Ratties? Oh, yeah, I was never... with the
What's
Ratties.
that other... The Trapdoor?
Beneath the Trapdoor or whatever it was.
But
yeah.
definitely Count Duckula.
Yeah, no, it's just Duckula. Was it Count Duckula or Duckula?
Duckula?
Danger Mouse.
Yeah. What was the Pirates?
Oh, shit.
You know the theme song too.
I do, yeah.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I don't know, but anyway. So Denny has actually said it's the best graphic novel she's ever read, and Laura's agreed with her there. That is fantastic. Get that from your favourite comic book shops. I do know a certain store in Toowoomba, Kaboom Comics and Collectibles, ships out Australia-wide. You can log on to their website. It's www.kaboomcomicsaustralia.com. That's where we're filming live on location here at the moment. There you go.
Scott's just gone Pirates of the Dark Water. No. Wasn't it Pugswold?
Pugs, something like that, yes. Yeah.
So, someone Google it for us quickly.
Because we're too lazy to do our own fucking research.
Pugwash.
See,
Oh.
all the years of booze and the fog has cleared and we can remember that pugwash.
Can we talk some sporting news? I know that the Geek Speak usually doesn't talk about sport.
You know what? Shoot, I'll allow it.
Apparently, someone made quite a enemy of world champion wrestling, champion entertainment. Ronda Rousey come out and said that that wrestling is fake.
But it is, isn't it? Wrestling's fake. People
That's
still
not
believe.
a secret, right?
But people still don't believe that wrestling's real. Like that, what happens in the ring, that those moves and the what do you call it? The fights between these people, the rivalry and all that. They don't believe that shit's real, do they?
She was in an interview and she said, if you had 300 fights a year, you would be dead.
Yeah.
You can't physically fight that much, and
They're
your
actors.
body's still.
They're just well-built actors that practice moves and yeah. So she came out and said that
She said it's fake fighting for fun,
yeah, and they've criticised her.
and wrestlers and fans got mad.
Ooh.
I just they know it's not real, right?
But there's
Like comment below.
There's serious things in this world to get upset about, not the fact that wrestling is fake. So some
I-
people need a reality check.
Sean has just said Captain Pugwash.
That was it, Captain. Thank you, Sean. Captain Pugwash. We all watched that, didn't we? Roger Ramjet.
Roger Ramjet.
I can still sing that theme song.
Roger Ramjet and his heroes fighting for our freedom.
We better not sing the whole thing.
Yeah,
we don't
we'll
have the
get a
rights to it.
copyright.
We'll get a copyright infringement. We'll all be stuffed. Without Friday night footy, this is the closest we will get to any sports right now. Sports away. Thank you, Scott. I miss my Friday night footy. Something fucking chronic right now. Seriously. I love the WWE for the reality TV drama and pageantry of it, not for the seriousness of the fights. Some fantastic characters have come out of it, like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, like those. Even I'm not a wrestling guy, and I know those characters. So Hulk Hogan.
I was about to say, everyone of our
Andre the
vintage
Giant
remembers Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Back when it was WCW, when they
Apparently
started.
Scott was singing along with us just then. So there you go. Laura had to put up with that. Well done.
Josh has just gone, I thought wrestling was real when I was a kid in the 90s.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry if we've just told you like when you say to someone that Santa's not real. Oh shit. Spoiler alert.
Don't say anything about the Easter Bunny.
No. Now, can I watch, being a businessman, I do watch different YouTube videos from famous businessmen or business coaches and stuff like that. And I was watching a video this week where it was a business video and they were interviewing John Travolta.
Okay.
And there was a story, the particular little clip I watched was a story about his thing with Qantas. And I never knew this, right? So he'd bought the plane, the old Qantas jet, and it had been repainted. It didn't have the kangaroo on it anymore or whatever else. He knew the pedigree of the plane and everything else. And he'd come over here for a movie thing. And he thought, I'm just going to put the word out. I'm going to actually contact Qantas. It was a 707, ex-Qantas 707, right? So I'm going to contact them and just say, can we catch up? And it would have been Alan Joyce, I dare say, at the time. And he kind of put it to him and said, look, if I pay you, could I get it repainted with Qantas? And could we work something out? And apparently, the CEO of Qantas, I'm assuming it was Alan Joyce at the time, has looked at him and gone, no.
No, hang on.
No.
Alan Joyce has got an Irish accent.
No. John, no. We'll pay you, right? As in, they actually offered...
Fiddly-dee potatoes.
Fiddly-dee potatoes, we'll pay you. Yeah. They offered him a not brand new, but a updated 747.
Wow.
Right? 737, 747, something like that. And they were like, we will give you that, and you can become... And he went, oh, no, I love my 707. I like the pedigree of it. I just want to paint it up in the retro colours. And they've gone, we're going to do it for you. Because he said... And it went back and forth a little bit, but... he'd actually put it out that he was going to pay to have it done.
Wow.
And they come back to him and said, because he said, look, it costs me to run the plane about $4 to $5 million a year. And they've gone, covered. You be our ambassador. You fly the plane to certain things that we do. We will handle the upkeep of the plane for a couple of, and that deal. Now that is 17 years they have worked. He's worked with Qantas. That was 17 years ago. That was back when Kaboom Comics was founded.
Wow.
2004. It was when he did that deal, and they are still working strong today. And he's been a Qantas ambassador. And I'm assuming they still pay for the upkeep of his 707.
I think what happened was at the end of last year. I think he flew it to Longreach, and I think they may have retired it.
That 707
at the Qantas Museum there in Longreach.
I'm not sure, but we'll have to look into that. But I tell you what,
I think
I found it fat because here he's talking, and the guy who's the business cut like this, and he's sitting there going, "John, you've got the whole thing backwards. That's not how you make money. You don't offer to pay a multi-billion-dollar company to put their livery on your plane."
I'm pretty sure right about now they would want him to pay them after what's
probably,
happening
yeah,
now
with what's going
airlines.
on at the moment. But it was fascinating, and he was up front. He goes, "Yeah, look, it was totally not a business." He said, "I've done it for passion.
Yep.
I was willing to pay him to have the Qantas, the flying kangaroo back
That's
on
awesome.
the plane." So yeah, I thought, isn't that lovely? I know it's not a comic thing, but to me, it's a little bit of pop culture because those old logos and stuff like that. To me, that falls into pop culture nowadays.
That's awesome.
It's things from the past. There you go.
While we were talking about Roger Ramjet, do you remember
Yes.
in the late 90s they wanted to do a movie version of that?
Because they'd already done Rocky and Bullwinkle.
And that would have been amazing. But then
Jason Alexander's in Rocky and Bullwinkle.
he is.
He plays the little short Russian guy, doesn't he?
Boris.
Boris. He plays Boris.
And was it Rene Russo? Russo? Hell,
Russo. I thought we solved this with him last week. It's Russo. It's like the Russo, but not the Russo brothers.
yeah, and she's in it as well. But also, is it Al Pacino? Robert De Niro.
Hooah!
Robert De Niro.
I was going to say, I didn't think Al Pacino was in it.
Robert De Niro's in it as the fearless
If you
leader.
ever want to hear someone do a fantastic Al Pacino knockoff, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does young Pacino, right? He does a version, and he goes, young Pacino was higher. And then after he did Scent of a Woman, it was Scent of a Woman where he does the whole
Hooah!
hooah. After that movie, Pacino had dropped his tone.
Okay.
So in all his future acting, he didn't go high anymore. He's always gone lower. So he does both, and he nails it. Like freaking Alec Baldwin does a great job of it.
Roger Ramjet. Let's get back to that yet again.
I think Ginger's broken.
that-
He's on a fucking.
I'm just saying is that the makers of who wanted to make the film then realised that Roger Ramjet pops pills.
Yeah, you can't really have that. In
We
a
probably
movie, can
can't
you?
have kids thinking that you need to pop a pill to
gain super or to be a good guy.
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't want to ever do anything on Owlman from DC Comics because what's his name? The character Rex Tyler. He takes Miracolo, the pill, and it gives him the strength for an hour. So he's Hour of Power. That's Owlman.
Sean has said that he handed it over in November 2018.
No,
The
sorry,
plane.
2019.
2019,
So
sorry.
it was only last year. He retired it. So that was, it must have been 2003 then, because they had 17 years to get, unless he's
But
got a
he's
newer
still,
plane.
he's still an ambassador for them, I think.
I
at this
assume.
stage.
I don't know. But yeah, thank you for that, Sean. That's a great update. Yes, De Niro, Glenn said De Niro was in Rocky and Bullwinkle. So yeah, I like Robert De Niro. He's a good actor.
Sean just said something that maybe we shouldn't.
I won't repeat that, Sean, but I like it. I like it.
Some of those old TV shows would have been great as movies now, but
You know,
some
like,
of the things.
because you look at everything like, these media companies are buying up comic companies or game companies to get IP, right?
Yep.
Why not look at those old classics and snap that stuff up and turn those into movies or TV series today? By the way, did you see that Boom Studios has done a deal with
Yes.
Netflix?
Yes.
So you're going to start seeing some more adaptations of Boom Studio comics being turned into Netflix series, which is really weird because Netflix bought Millarworld, all Mark Millar stuff, and they haven't really built upon that yet. They haven't done a lot with Mark Millar's stuff.
We haven't seen it released yet. No.
No, a lot of
Atomic Robo was Boom,
no, it's not.
isn't it?
No, it's an independent company, Ginge.
It was last time I checked. Wasn't it?
No, it's Red 5 Comics.
But weren't they published in Boom?
Maybe a long time ago, but no, not for a long.
I was going through my old.
I'm pretty sure.
I was going through my own.
I'll have to
Boom.
check on it, but no, Ginge, you won't see Atomic Robo.
Oh what? Come on.
For those who don't know, this fella here was in Iron Sky. Weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you put it up on Facebook the other day. Your little bit. Tell the punters at home who don't know what your amazing role was in Iron Sky.
I played the Australian Starship captain.
Were you on screen, Ginge?
My voice was in the audio track of it.
Yeah, I'm actually really proud of him. When this happened, I'm so proud of him that he is in a movie. It's his voice. And what do you say? Repeat the line. Ready? Ginge? Everyone close your eyes. Remember that armada of ships coming out. Close your eyes. Imagine that armada of ships. And this is the classic line. Ready?
G'day, mates. This is Dundee 01, ready to kick ass.
Was there that big fucking gap in it like that?
No, because I forgot my line. The one line I had in the whole movie.
Off screen, he's gone, line please.
G'day, mates. This is Dundee 01, ready to kick ass. But, I followed the making of Iron Sky because they actually filmed it here in Australia, but they filmed it all over the world. And, I was communicating with people on the Facebook page and the forums. And late one night, I was finishing up work, and they posted saying, we need different accents to say these lines.
Yeah.
And then they asked for an Australian accent. And I'm like, I've got a voiceover booth right here at work. The lines are here. So I just quickly went in the voice booth and recorded them and emailed them to them.
And there you were, Ginger is in Iron Sky.
And it wasn't until I watched the movie that I found out that I was in it. And the one thing is that they had already done the credits, the end credits. So I'm.
Oh, you're not even in the end credits.
I'm not credited.
Oh, it's an uncredited role for Ginge.
I hope. And then when I saw it, that the guys that made the movie have done a director's cut, and that's what they released free to watch for everyone at home. Yeah. And I thought, they've added extra bits into it. Maybe they've added some more lines because there was a big page of lines,
and they didn't.
They didn't add any lines, and they didn't add my.
Bronte has just said, "Can't believe it was your voice in the movie. Absolutely amazing."
Yeah.
Hey, look, and good on him. I mean, we've done adverts together, us two. We've done TV, like other little TV show bits and pieces, short movies together. And this poor bugger always gets overlooked. Whenever we've done our workwear discount ads, I get bailed up. He can be standing right beside me. We're side by side in the friggin' advert.
I'm like, I'm the guy that's standing next to him in the ad and in real life.
And people will go, oh yeah, and then they'll talk to me. And I'm like, this poor bastard always gets overlooked. And now he's famous. Are they going to do another Iron Sky?
They have.
And you're not in that?
I'm not in it.
They didn't bring back the captain of Dundee 01.
I pestered the shit out of them to hopefully...
Did you make up the call sign?
No,
they
did it.
They already had that?
Yeah.
So that wasn't you riffing the line or anything?
No, they'd already done it.
Oh. Because what could I have been? Strop 2. No, what's soul made out of Home and Away?
Bruce Samazan?
No, fuck off with Bruce Samazan. He was E Street, for fuck's sake. That's my wife's cousin.
Dieter Brummer? Is that his name?
Isn't he the pizza delivery guy, Dieter Brummer? Wasn't that the kid that did the Pizza Hut ads?
Oh, it could be.
I can't remember. No, it was Dougie.
Dougie the pizza boy.
Dougie the pizza boy. No, but what was old mate Alf Stewart? Oh, what's his famous line that he always says on Home and Away?
Flaming this, flaming that.
Yeah, I could have been, Flaming Crow 01, and he could have been Dundee 01 or something like that, or I could be Flaming Crow 02.
I remember sitting in the cinema and watching Iron Sky and as soon as my line came up, I'm like, woo! Woohoo! And
hang on, Bronte said, but he's so sexy, just doesn't make sense. Which one are we talking about?
Obviously, she's talking about me. Obviously.
I think Bronte needs to go get some glasses. Only ribbing. Ladies, this man is single, and I tell you what, he's a catch.
And yes, very much available.
He is just an absolute gentleman. You know, I'm married. I don't need to butter him up or anything. But
Scott's just gone.
Stone the Flaming Crows. Fucking Alf Stewart. You know, how fucking awesome is that? Yes, there you go.
Do you reckon there's going to be much of him in the next coming seasons?
Are they still filming that shit?
Yeah.
Home and Away?
Well, it's still being made.
Yeah, but it's not on mainstream. It's not free to air anymore.
Yeah.
Is it? I thought they were on them streaming.
No, it's on like 7.2. It's like not the main channel. It's the alternate channels.
What have we got here? Wade comment when he stands next to Tom. Wow, so out of context now. Yeah, Bronny, That's out of context. Anyway, Ginge, you got anything else? I'm all out of stuff.
Just finally, Moon Knight is being picked up by Disney Plus, the
Yep.
TV series. It's supposed to be start filming in November, but they still haven't told anyone who is playing the character.
Yeah, still got, that's months away. They've still got a lot of lead time. They're probably still casting. They probably haven't actually made. They've gone. This is our start date. They're probably yet to actually lock in an actor, and it'll probably be, I don't know. Who would you get to play Moon Knight? Who would make a great? You know who'd make a great Moon Knight, but he won't do TV. Probably it would be Owen Wilson. He can play that bit of crazy.
You reckon?
Can't he? Yeah, because Moon Knight's batty as fucking. He's a loon. Right? Owen Wilson can play that. I watched an episode of Drunk History the other day. It was about the Kellogg brothers, the creators of cornflakes, and it was the Wilson brothers, Luke and Owen, were playing the Kellogg brothers in it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. I don't know why. Anyway, Jins, is that everything you've got?
That is all my news from.
Cameron's just sorry, Cameron, you missed the episode.
Come on, man.
When this stops, go back and watch it from the start.
Or quickly type something for us to talk about.
If you got something there,
has anyone got any news that they've seen this week and they want to quickly let us know?
Anything, and we'll riff on it. Start typing away.
And
there you go.
How do you like the statues that you can buy here at Kaboom
Comics and Collectibles? They are actually not one statue. Ginge posed them, so it looks really cool. Like Spidey's looking down over, like he's about to sneak up behind Wolverine and go, "Hey Logan," and Wolverine's about to cut his fucking legs off with those claws. So yeah, you can get cool shit here. Remember, don't forget Harleen at your local comic book store. That there is fantastic. Actually, I tell you what, I didn't talk about this week, by the way.
Yep.
Hellboy. If you're a Hellboy fan, have you seen these? These have been out for about a year and a bit now. They're the Hellboy Omnibus editions. So they've published it, Dark Horse Comics. They're publishing them all in chronological order now. So there's 4 volumes of the main series, and then there's a couple of volumes of the short tales that you can now buy. These are fantastic value. Look how thick that book is. It's a ton of reading for $40. There you go. Hellboy. That's the first volume. It's called Seed of Destruction. That's the first one there. So there you go.
Can I have that?
You can't have it. You can buy it. Cheap prick.
That's.
So someone says, Josh has said, what about Doom Patrol? What's that Doom Patrol about? I saw it today in a DVD store. I haven't watched it. I've heard amazing things. They reckon it's very trippy, and it is very much like the Grant Morrison comic. They based bits of it on the Grant Morrison run from DC Comics.
Danny said Bruce Samazan is heading back to TV.
Is he? He used to play Max the Cop in East Street.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. That my Aussie TV knowledge is still up there. It's shit, but anyway. Bronny said, made comments about Mandalorian docos yet, Disney Plus. No, we haven't spoken about that.
Oh!
Good point, Bronte. Oh. She gets geek points for that.
So they've made all this behind the scenes content for Mandalorian.
Yep.
I can't wait to check it out.
I loved The Mandalorian. I was disappointed we couldn't finish watching it while we were overseas for Christmas, New Year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because our fucking Disney Plus would not let us sign in from. They're like, you're not in Australia, you can't access your account. So we couldn't watch it in the UK. We had to end up watching The Witcher on. What was The Witcher on? Was it Netflix?
I don't know. You're telling the story.
Anyway, my wife loves Henry.
I still haven't seen it.
The Witcher. I know I'm going to cop it for that. It was all right. It wasn't amazing. I wanted to see him fight more fucking monsters and shit. But anyway, that's just me.
Scott's got a question.
Yes, with Abrams pretty much taking over the DCEU, what are your opinions on this? I feel like whenever I watch something of his, I get bamboozled. I watch it, enjoy it, then I think about what he's done and realise the movies make no sense. Worried about the DC movies in his hands. Your thoughts? Ooh.
Well, I was a little bit unsure because of Lost. Like the ending of Lost.
Can you not let that go after all these years?
But all I'm saying is they brought in like the smoke monster. They brought in the polar bears. They brought in all this other shit. Yeah. And at the end,
he was a young director.
They were.
He was starting out kind of thing.
He was writing it, wasn't he?
Probably.
Him and his crew were writing it.
Look at what J.J. Abrams has done since then. I mean, his Star Trek movies have been.
They just it's sort of powdered out. They were dead the entire time?
His Star Wars stuff's been alright, the ones he done.
But yeah.
I don't mind.
A lot better than buddy Rian Johnson.
Oh, God, that was a piece of shit. But anyway, I'm actually, you know what, Scott? I'm not worried. I think he could do a pretty good job. It depends on who they cast, who they get to write the scripts. I mean, JJ will be pulling strings. I don't reckon he's going to be as hands-on to every little... and that worries me when he's not very hands-on, but... who knows? I think he could do all right.
He'll come up
let's
with
see.
ideas. He'll
Let's
come up
see.
with ideas and salt and pepper them around the place.
I still love his Star Trek movies. I still tear up that bit with Spock and Kirk, and I can't do. My fingers have been busted over the years playing hockey, so I can't do that. Can you do the thing? Fuck. Everyone can do it bar me. So that thing when they threw the, and you're always my friend or whatever it is, and I love that. Did you watch that with me?
Did he hold up his nipple to the glass as well?
I do that. If I'm outside his window, I'll just do a random nip up against the glass and then put my hand up against.
Was it the Cable Guy with Jim Carrey where he does that? Oh, really?
Oh, Bella. That we're gonna sound grab that and make that a ringtone.
I think people want us to
Ginge.
cut that out of the script.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Any other questions there?
That's about it.
What are you binge watching this week? Cameron asked us. Oh, good fucking question. Last week I watched Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. That was on Prime. It was a fantastic set in like Napoleonic Britain, but with magicians. Fantastic. Only 7 episodes long. That was it. That's the whole thing. My brother Kent just told me he watched Good Omens. He didn't really enjoy it. If you haven't watched it, go watch Good Omens. That's on Prime. American Gods is phenomenal. 3rd season of that's due out soonish, I think. I'm just trying to think what else we watched. I haven't watched a lot of TV this week.
I've been watching Portals to
I
Hell.
thought he was about to say he's been watching something that ended in Orn. Right, then I was going to say, Ginge, don't share that with the viewers at home.
I've been watching Portals to Hell. It's a Jack Osborne reality show where he checks out like
You
abandoned...
mean fucking Ozzy Osbourne's son?
Yeah.
Does he do fucking film now or TV? Or?
It's reality show, so he's going around with a crew of like ghost hunters, checking out
He was
abandoned
always
hospitals.
strange.
Yeah,
Jack
so
Osborne.
yeah, I like that series because it's if you've ever seen the show Ghost Adventures.
Yep.
Ghost Adventures is.
Can you watch that now without being under a cover at home?
Hey, I never did that. I never did that. Ghost Adventures is. What the hell was that?
Yeah, that's what happens when he watches it. Seriously.
But yeah, so I've been checking that out. It's a really cool show.
Yeah?
Portals
If
to
my
Hell.
wife's still watching, honey, refresh me. What the fuck did we watch this week? Because this week's been a blur for me. We're over the weekend. What did I know I watched Divergent and all that. Was that last week?
Because you were talking about that in last week's
Oh, I
episode.
did. Oh, shit. So I don't know what I watched over the weekend.
What did you even do this week?
We renovated. We did up a toilet. We had to paint a toilet area and everything else. And then my wife has gone and bought a brand new blind for
Did you
our...
put a bat signal in the...
No.
What?
No.
When
It's
you-
not geek. It's just it's a toilet.
Do you have a little foot pedal that raises up the seat?
No.
And when it does, the Batman music starts up?
Just painted it white. And we've got a blind I've got to put up this weekend and redo a windowsill in the lounge room. So anyway, renovations. That's what I did over Easter.
Jamie and Josh, yes, it's a great ghost hunting show. Piss off all that other stuff. It is. It's great.
None of those. They're all fake.
No, they're not.
It's like Ginge.
It's not.
Ginge, here comes your
It is
wrestling
not.
moment. Here comes your. It's fucking fake.
It
like
is
wrestling.
not.
It is.
It is not. Bronte's just gone. She watched Looper last night.
That's a great movie.
Great movie.
That is really good. Is there there's a TV series, isn't there?
No.
Based on that? It's only just the movie?
Yeah.
Were they bringing out a Looper TV series?
You're thinking Jumper.
Or Jumper, that's what I'm thinking.
Looper is with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, and what's his face?
And the kid out of
Joseph
Third Rock from the
Joseph
Sun.
Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Do you know that...
Where is this going?
Jake Gyllenhaal auditioned for the role of Batman in which became the Christian Bale Batman movies, the Chris Nolan Batman movies. Do you know that Jake Gyllenhaal actually was in the running to play Bruce Wayne back then? I watched a thing where he talked about that this week.
Yeah? Do you reckon he should have gotten the role?
No, because he really didn't. Because they said, "What did you put on a voice when you auditioned?" He said, "No, I didn't actually. I didn't go." He
Didn't go full method.
He didn't. He just kind of went. Oh, I wasn't sure how to actually treat it. He said because, he was. Do you know he was on standby for the second Tobey Maguire Spider-Man film? I think it was.
Yeah.
Because remember, Tobey Maguire had he done Seabiscuit at that stage, and he'd injured his.
Oh, yeah.
There was something going on, and they were like, "Fuck, we don't think Tobey Maguire is going to be able to do this film." Jake Gyllenhaal was on standby. I think he'd even received the script and everything else to start reading lines. He was on standby to step in if Tobey Maguire couldn't. He would have been Peter Parker. Could you imagine Jake Gyllenhaal as Peter Parker
Against Doc Ock.
against Alfred Molina as Doc Ock? I love Alfred Molina. No, I was going to say I thought I'd watch something, but that was a week before as well. Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Was that
So-
porn?
No, yeah, this week has been a fucking blow. I don't think I've watched all that much.
Your wife's gone, have no idea what we watched this week. Six Underground was the last movie that you two saw.
That was phenomenal.
And I
Ryan
don't care
Reynolds.
what you have to say about that director.
Michael Bay.
But that's a great movie.
I'm not a Michael Bay Transformers fan, or his Turtles was a piece of shit. I never even finished it, right? But Six Underground, that is pure fucking
Really?
action. Oh,
Balls to the wall and just, yeah.
I love Ryan Reynolds in it. Like, seriously. And that chick. What was her name? The French chick in it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
her
Yep.
acting. Is it Michelle something or other?
Oh, you're telling
I
the
don't
story.
know. She's gorgeous. But anyway, it was great. And the Franco brother in the beginning of it. I'm not going to ruin it for you, right? So if you haven't watched it, cover your ears for a second. The fucking Franco brother, the other one, he dies really quick. I'm like, he's in it. I love him acting. And then
and it's the coolest role in it. He's the getaway
he's the
driver.
getaway driver, and he fucking dies.
Well,
And
he's
I
a
went,
pretty shit getaway driver because he drove into a fucking
forklift.
beam.
It was a forklift. It was the
Oh,
forklift.
yeah, forklifts. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's kind of like resting against it because it's in here, into him. It's the blood and guts.
Can you imagine
in
the
it.
people that have muted it and they're watching it?
Anyway, when he holds, I have to turn away when he holds that fucking eyeball up.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
car,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I can't deal with eyes, so that's one thing. And I'm doing this, saying to Denny, just tell me when the eyeball's off the screen. Just, sure, is it off the screen yet? She's like, no. And I'm like, are you messing with me? No, he's still holding the fucking eyeball. It's still inside. I'm like, oh my God. Get rid of the fucking eyeball.
All I'm thinking is the people that have muted it, we didn't give them a hand action to look for to now come back and re-listen to it.
No, sorry.
Put your hands in the air like you just don't care. Okay, you listen to jazz hands. Stop that.
I think that's about it for tonight. I'm nearly out of scotch, so I've got to go make another one.
Finally, thank you very much for everyone watching at home.
Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope we put a smile on your face on a Friday night. As we said, there's no Friday night footy or stuff like that, so you've got us. So tune in next week, 6:30. We'll be back.
Right here.
Bigger than ever. Send us some questions through the week if you want us to talk about something, or
Yeah.
comment in here and say, hey, next week, guys, talk about blah, or can you check out this, or whatever.
Truth or dare?
Truth or dare, there you go. Actually, Sean, I know Sean was commenting here. Sean, if you've got a book coming out, Sean did XCT,
Yes.
the comic
Yes.
series. So if you've got a book coming out, send it to me. I'll talk about it next week. Comment or message me. So yeah. Anyway, folks, I've been your host, Todd Bailey.
I'm his sidekick, Wade.
Thought he was having a stroke for a second.
I'm just here and look pretty.
We hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll be back bigger and better next week. Geek Speak Live Australia. Stay geeky.
Bye.
Bye.